disconnect. As a college student, it can seem hard to disconnect. Homework assignments are digital, your social life is digital, your connection to friends is digital. How are you supposed to get away from the computer when everything is electronic? Everything is on a computer or phone. It's homework assignment after homework assignment. Reach out to this person, respond to the group chat. Don't forget to check the group me. How do you disconnect? Turn it off. When things get overwhelming, sometimes you have to disconnect in order to connect. Get off the grid. Escape into nature. See what the landscape holds. Explore God's creation. That's how you disconnect. I think what a lot of people don't realize about the overlanding, camping, and car communities is that most people just see a vehicle. They see a mode of transportation. But we see so much more than that. We have to care for these vehicles. I mean, we form connections with these trucks. They see us through everything. They get us through the ups and downs of life. Just like a musician has a connection with their instrument or an athlete has a connection with their gear, we have a connection with their vehicle.
It's what non-car people don't get. They see all cars as just 1.5 tons, 2 tons of wires, glass, metal and rubber. That's all they see. People like you or I know we have an unshakable belief that cars are living entities. You can develop a relationship with a car, and that's what non-car people just don't get.
The thing is, part of that connection comes from taking care of the vehicle. Maintenance, repairs, upgrades, things like that. We want our vehicles to be the best they can, and that involves putting time and effort into changing out worn out or broken parts and upgrading to better parts or just keeping the truck in a good working condition. There's literally blood, sweat, and tears that get put into it. I can recall many times laying under my truck with tears in my eyes, either from frustration or because I just punched a bolt. But despite that, there's something therapeutic about getting in the garage and turning bolts to work on my truck. I never know what's in store. I have to be constantly problem solving. What does it take to get this piece to fit, or how do I fix this piece? Some of this stuff isn't just plug and play. I have to figure it out. I have to put time into planning and designing how it's going to fit. Or there might be 100 different brands and versions, and I have to do the research to find out which part is best for my use. Overlanding doesn't just involve camping and driving my truck. There's so much that goes along with it. It teaches discipline, it teaches research, it teaches problem solving, it teaches me to think ahead. It's not just camping, it's life lessons. It's becoming a better person, and that's just a fact of it. Now, sometimes people ask, if we care so much for our vehicles, why do we push them to the limits? Why do we seem to abuse them and break them? Why do we scratch the paint up? And I think the answer is simple. They're built to be used, so we use them. I don't see a point in investing so much time and money if you're not going to use it for its intended purpose. It's like buying a boat but never putting it in the water because it will get scuffed and dirty. Or having a sharp knife but never using it because it will get dull. Part of the connection we have with our vehicle is knowing its limits. Knowing exactly what it can take, even knowing how far below E that gas needle can get before I should actually be concerned. That's the beauty of pushing my truck to its limits. I know exactly where my tires are, where my bumpers are, how tight a turn I can squeeze. I know my truck and how it handles. Pushing my vehicle to its limits isn't about recklessness. It's about understanding its capabilities and learning from each experience. Yeah, sometimes learning those limits comes with consequences, like breaking something, getting stuck, or maybe just a good scare. But they're learning opportunities. Everything in overlanding is a learning opportunity. You just have to keep your mind open to that perspective instead of getting upset. Now, the downside of the connection we create is the pain when something does go wrong. And that connection goes beyond the vehicle too. It extends into the environment we explore. Seeing nature and experiencing it creates a connection with it, and that connection creates sentiment, which results in care. However, the increasing desire and availability to access these remote areas comes with issues as well. Not everyone carries the same desire to preserve and protect the wilderness. Many frequented areas become overwhelmed with trash, which is quite a disgusting sight. Not only does it destroy the environment and harm the wildlife, it ruins the experience. Overlanding teaches you to care about the environment, yourself, your vehicle, and those around you. When things get overwhelming, remember, sometimes in order to connect, you just need to disconnect.